Are you facing a frustrating 403 forbidden error when trying to access your Azure Blob Storage? You're not alone. Today, we're diving into this common issue and uncovering the solutions you need. I completely understand how annoying it can be when everything seems to be set up correctly, yet you still encounter access issues. It can feel like you're hitting a brick wall, especially when your production environment works just fine. Let's take a closer look at the situation. One user reported that after deploying their test site, they started receiving a 403 forbidden error when trying to access files from Azure Blob Storage. This issue only occurs in the test environment while production runs smoothly. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So what could be causing this 403 forbidden error? It often relates to permissions or configuration issues within the Azure App Service or Blob Storage settings. We'll break down the potential causes and solutions step by step. And stick around. I have a surprising solution at the end that might just solve your problem instantly. To begin resolving the 403 forbidden error, the user should first check the access policies for the Azure Blob Storage. It's important to ensure that the test environment has the correct permissions set up. Next, the user should confirm that the connection string being used in the test environment is correct. This includes checking the account name and access key. After verifying the connection string, the user should check the application settings in the Azure App Service. This is where the connection string is typically stored. If the issue persists, the user should consider the possibility of a mismatch in the storage account type. Ensure that the test environment is using the same type of storage account as the production environment. Finally, if all else fails, the user can try scaling the Azure App Service or switching between 32-bit and 64-bit settings, as this has resolved similar issues for others. Fun fact: did you know that the 403 forbidden error is often referred to as the access denied error? It's like getting to the door of a party but not being allowed in. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution provided by another user is to check your server's date and time settings. They found that correcting the date time resolved their 403 forbidden error. Now, let's shift our focus to a different response. One user faced the same 403 forbidden error and found a solution by switching the platform from any CPU to x64. They described it as a bit of a mystery. After that, they switched back to any CPU, manually deleted all local files, and rebuilt the project from a clean state. This resolved the issue, and they no longer encountered the 403 error. Now, let's shift our focus to a different response. An alternative solution comes from another user who discovered that their server time was incorrect. They found that their application had set the time back by 1 hour and 20 minutes, which led to the 403 forbidden error. They speculate that Azure Blob Storage uses server time for authentication. Correcting the server time resolved the issue for them. Let's take a look at an answer from another user. An alternative solution comes from a user who faced a similar 403 forbidden error. They resolved the issue by configuring a read-only access policy in the Azure portal. This allowed them to generate a SAS URL correctly in their C# code. They emphasized that without the read-only key configured, the error would persist. This highlights the importance of setting the correct access policies for Azure Blob Storage. That's all for that response. Let's see what someone else had to say. An alternative solution from another user suggests trying the other access key. They found that switching to the second access key resolved the 403 forbidden error. Here's a quick recap. Check your access keys, verify permissions, review your Azure App Service settings, and consider switching to 64-bit architecture. These steps can help you troubleshoot the 403 forbidden error effectively. And there you have it. With these troubleshooting steps, you should be well on your way to resolving that pesky 403 forbidden error. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks on Azure and other tech issues.